Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am your host, Shantae Arati. We are coming on with a special show today with special guests to talk about how to leverage your money game like a boss. It is so important that we talk about money, that we share our experiences and knowledge about money so that we can help each other as entrepreneurs and business owners be able to grow and scale our businesses. So come on in. If you have questions, we encourage you to ask them. We'll try to answer them while we are live during this broadcast. Also, if you have any comments, if you have a tip or trick or how you're leveraging the money game, leave that in the comments as well. This is going to be an exciting show today. So with that said, it's going to be power packed. So I definitely want to take this step to introduce our special guest. And so we will start with Amy. Amy, can you introduce yourself? Tell us about you, your business, and what you do.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me here. I'm excited to be here. Obviously, I love the money talk, and I love the way that you talk about it and what you share with your audience. It's so important. So thank you for having me. I'm Amy Schults. I am head money coach and co-founder of Bolder Money, and we are a company that's on a mission to close the gender wealth gap. So we help women level up their financial lives through our money coaching programs. And really, that's a passion for me because of my story around money and my own experiences that I've had as an entrepreneur trying to leverage my own money game for the past few years. So that's why I'm here.
I love it. And we're so glad to have you. I'm looking forward to all the wisdom that you're going to be sharing with us today. And so we have Crystal. Crystal, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for having me, Shantae. I am really honored to be on your show. So I am attorney Crystal Johnson. I am the owner of the law office of Crystal L. Johnson here in Crown Point, Indiana. I am a tax attorney. I handle small businesses. I'm an entertainment attorney, and I am a real estate attorney as well. So I have a passion for working with small businesses because of course, I am one, especially startups. I'm really into startups, helping you all get up off the ground and grow. So I am here for you. Just give me a call. I'm sure Shantae has my information up. So I look forward to talking to you.
Yes. And I have these ladies here on the show. You know, I'll always bring you amazing women that are doing great things in business. These are the experts. So even through, I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners during COVID, and I'm always referring them to experts, right, that they need, right? So I always want to make sure I have my network full, and I have referred Crystal several times. And Amy is one of those people that I refer as well as a money coach. I think that's important. So I really want to start with just going back to you, Amy, because there a lot of times there's questions around coaching and what that is, what's needed. So can you just explain what a money coach is and how coaching can benefit an entrepreneur business owner?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. So thank you for that. So when we think about help with money or building wealth, a lot of times we're thinking about financial advisors as the only people who can really give that help. So a financial advisor is somebody who takes wealth that's already built and manages it, right? And figures out what assets it needs to be invested in and how that's going to work. A financial coach or a money coach is somebody who helps from a holistic perspective of what does this person need to start building wealth? What are some things that they need to work through in their financial situation so that they're secure, but also so that they feel confident? So a lot of times when it comes to money, there are practical steps that need to be taken so that we feel secure, so that we're doing the right things, so that we can save up money to start a business, or so that we can invest our money in our business the right way. But there's also a huge emotional component. And a lot of times that gets left out of the conversation because either we hear that as women, we shouldn't be emotional about our financial decisions or our business decisions, or we just don't realize how emotional it really is. So with money coaching in particular, we're always making sure that everything we do has that underlying component of what is this person's relationship with money? What are the mindset barriers that might be keeping them from taking the practical steps that we really know they need to take in order to get where they want to be?
That's awesome, because we know that entrepreneurs, and I know specifically a lot of women deal with those types of barriers. I hear a lot about don't brag about money, don't talk
Mhm.
about money, keep hush hush about money, but we all want to make money, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
if we all be keeping it a secret, how are we going to learn how to make money and how to grow our money and how, more importantly, how to leverage our businesses to build wealth and legacy for our families? Because, am I right, audience? Isn't that what we want to do with the money that we're making in our business? Is to build wealth, right? And to make a greater impact. If you want to make a greater impact, you need money to be able to do that. And I heard you mention, which I think is important anytime we're talking about money, it may not seem important, but it is confidence,
Yeah.
right? Is confidence. Can you talk about how important it is for us as business owners to have confidence in ourselves and confidence around money, and any tips that you can share?
Yeah. Yeah, so I have a good example to kind of show how this can show up for a business owner. We had a client who she did amazing work in her business. She was actually at the stage where she was ready to hire and really start expanding. But in her personal life, she was carrying some debt, some medical debt, and it was really weighing on her and making her feel like, oh, because I have this debt, I must have done something wrong with my money. I must have at some point not known what to do. And so it was that lower confidence around like, I'm just not good at money, or maybe I'm not making the best choices. And so that mindset was keeping her from taking the leap into actually hiring somebody, which is a big investment, right? It's even if it's the obvious next step, that can be a risky and scary move because you are putting money and bringing somebody else into the business. So what we had to work through was, how is this past debt or these feelings that you have around yourself and your ability to manage money keeping you from making the right choices in your business? And so what we encouraged her to do and what we helped her do was go back and look at her money story. And where along her path did she hear this message that she was bad at money? Did she hear the message that she wasn't worth investing a lot of money in her business in order to make it grow? And so we kind of work backwards from there and talk about, okay, this is the story that you have in your head right now. This is what you think about yourself and your money right now. But is that, if you're making a decision from this place, is that really getting you to where you want to be? Or if you had a mindset of abundance, if you felt like you knew your business was going to go where you wanted it to go, you had enough confidence, what would that choice be like? And so we try to direct her choices in that, from that place instead. So I think for anybody who's listening and is like, yeah, I kind of feel bad about money too, or I stress out about making decisions because of my own confidence with money, think about where you learned that from. Like, where is that story coming from that you might not make the best decision? And think about, is that moving you in the direction that you want to be, or is that story keeping you stuck and maybe keeping your business from growing where you want it to be?
That's very good. Yeah. So, audience, what is your money story? Like, what was the messaging as you've been growing up around money that is either keeping you stuck or that has actually helped you flourish money wise in your business? Okay, because we know people that are flourishing, so we want those people to share their tips. But
Yeah.
there's also some messaging and things where we need to be, you know, we need to change how we were educated, that misinformation that we may have learned, and turn that around, because mindset is important. So
Yeah.
that's really good that we have you here to talk about that. So next I want to talk about money goals. I think that's so important, because if we're going to make any kind of money, if we're going to build wealth, right? Uh, we it is so important that we know about money, that we talk about money, that we have that confidence about money. So, with that said, let's talk about those money goals and what is important for an entrepreneur or business owner as far as having goals in their business. And Crystal, I will start with you.
Okay. So with that, I would say to set realistic goals, maybe short-term goals. Some people want to go from 0 to 1 million. How about we go from 0 to 10,000 and then
Yes.
work our way up from there? Because those are more attainable goals. And what we need to really look at is our performance. The best way that I check my performance is my bank statement. How much money's coming in. So if you're looking at your bank statement or however you're doing your financials to check your progress, just say, okay, well, I've made 10,000 this month. Now, what can I do to, increase that? What do I need to improve on? And like I tell a lot of people is sometimes we need help. You need to talk to other entrepreneurs. You can work with business mentors to help you. There are people out here that will help you attain your goals. They're not afraid to share information. So I'm all about leaning on other people. Like I have a friend, she's a multimillionaire. So I'm like, hey, what steps do I need to take to get to where you are? Because she's been where I'm at. I'm hustling. Well, I'm not hustling, but I mean, I'm at a certain point, but I have, big goals. So perhaps, get around the right network, because it is true that your net worth is your network. Network, yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know what the saying is. So that's what I say. Do realistic goals, because it'll be kind of hard for you to say, okay, well, I haven't made $1 million this year. That was my goal. Well, you won't, you're only selling products for $2. How would you get to $1 million that quick within a year? So that's my advice.
That's very good, because I know so many entrepreneurs that get overwhelmed, right? And there's so much talk about making 7 figures, right? And that's great. I want to make 7 figures. That's my goal. But you need to work up, understand that it's a process, right? There's no overnight. It's no overnight success that, you think of or you see in the media. It took them 5, 10, 20, 30 years to get to that point. But what they had was a plan. You definitely need to work that plan, because if you just have a goal and there's no plan, it will never come to fruition. Right. So we want these goals to come to fruition. And I'm in agreement with you, especially about your network. I talk about that all the time, and really getting in rooms where there are other people that have done what you want to do, right? They have achieved the goals that you have set out for yourself. That is so important. It just reminds me of, I believe it was yesterday in a fabulous Facebook group that I'm in. I posed a question about digital products, because that's what I sell. And I've done very well, but I haven't reached the pinnacle of what I want to do. So I said, who in this group has earned 6 and 7 figures from just selling digital products? Because I want to know you, and there's something that I can learn from you, right? So I'm open to investing my money in a coach or a mentor that can help me take my business to the next level. So I'm happy that we're sharing these examples so that business owners know what they can do. So Amy, what can you tell us? Oh, Crystal, you had something else?
Oh, yes. Also, I wanted to add, don't be afraid to invest in education. So I take a lot of courses. I mean, it costs, some courses are $500 to $5,000, but the payoff is, oh my God,
huge.
It's huge. So they didn't teach us this stuff in school, but you can learn it from someone that's actually doing it. So I advise you all to invest in education.
Exactly. And I'm an avid learner, and we as entrepreneurs, we have to be. You have to be constantly learning. Things are changing every day, right? Yeah. So that is so important. Be willing to invest in yourself. So Amy, I know you have some great things to talk about in setting goals.
Yeah, I love everything Crystal said. Like, that's just so true. I think investing in education, like we're investing in ourselves, right? As entrepreneurs, like we have to be able to make the right choices for ourselves. And I think too, when someone comes to me and says like, oh, my business goal is like, I want to make 6 figures next year, I'm kind of like, awesome. That's amazing. It's totally possible for you. But why? Like, have you looked at your personal finances or like, what do you want to do with your business? I think whenever we set a money goal, if there isn't a why attached to it and a clear reason or something that's like anchoring it, it just kind of shows that maybe our self-worth is becoming attached to the net worth. And so that's harder to overcome then, and to get to the point where you are pricing the right way, where you are making the right choices, because there's so much pressure on you that like until you get to that point, you're not going to be the right spot. So it gets harder to set realistic goals and to take the small steps that are necessary to get to that place. So what I always have entrepreneurs do starting out is when they're thinking about those goals is look at what they need to make on a personal basis, right? What do they need to be able to pay themselves for their expenses, for whatever else they have going on? What do they want to be investing back into their business so that they are growing the business the way they need to? So what are their business expenses? But also like Crystal mentioned, what courses do you need to take? What things do you need to be doing? What coaches do you need to hire so you can get to that next level? And then all of those things combined can make up the money goal starting out, right? I think it's okay to have these big visions in mind for what we want our businesses to look like. But again, we have to attach it to something real so that we are working towards it. I think also, like, anytime we're talking about money goals, every single woman should have an emergency fund. Every single woman who wants to be starting her own business needs to have a runway so that she has time to really put what she has into that business and not be worrying about, oh my gosh, am I going to make enough money? How am I going to be doing this? For me personally, when I started my business, I had neither of those things. And so for the first year, it was scary. It was like working through my own money mindset of like, yes, I have this sense of abundance. I know I'm going to be able to do this. But also, like, because I didn't have those things, every decision I made was with this undertone of, am I going to be okay? Am I going to be able to pay my bills? So I think money goals for your business, yes. I think that from a personal place too. Also, the emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of whatever it takes to cover your expenses. And then also your runway so that you can give yourself 6 months to a year to just focus on your business. Now, that being said, that's if you're going from a full-time or part-time job to taking your business. If you don't have those things and you're starting out, it's very possible. I know that Shantae, you post all the time about programs and things that are available to help women. And I think that's so important because a lot of times we think that we have to have wealth to start a business, and that isn't always necessarily true. But then that's where it comes into play, where we have to know, like, what do we need our business to support ourselves for the next month, for the next 3 months? What are we going to be able to do? And that becomes our goals.
Yes, I think that's so fantastic. And this was important too, because I know we have a huge part of our audience that they have a business, right? Or what they may call a side hustle,
Yes.
but they're still working a 9 to 5 and they're trying to figure out, okay, what do I need to do? What is my exit strategy? And you need one, right? If you want to leave your full-time job and pursue entrepreneurship or start a small business and be in it full time, so you definitely need to have those goals and have a plan of action, which is really important. And while I'm on this, I will say too is what I did when I was in corporate America that really helped me when I took the leap. And I didn't have a plan when I leave. Everybody's leap story is different. Okay. It was just my time to get out of corporate America and start my own thing. But what I did was I leveraged every single opportunity that the company had to build my business or to build my wealth, right? To build wealth so that I could build my business. And some of you are still in working your business. You could be doing that simultaneously. And what I mean by that is my company offered several incentives, several benefits that I opted into. 401ks, they were matching. It's like, okay, you giving me free money. Why am I just going to let that sit on the table? Why am I going to miss out on that opportunity? So every year I was invested in that, and then I increased what my percentage that I put my money into that account. I also invested in profit sharing, right? Also have insurance because insurance vehicles are important. We won't go into all the details about that, but there are just certain things that businesses have, including education, right? Some of you are on the job, and your business offers you a tuition reimbursement. That's most companies, or they will pay your full tuition if you want to go to college, get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or some other type of certification that is going to enhance your skill set. That not only can you use on the job, but you're going to take that with you as you build your business, right? So definitely find out if you don't know already, and you'll be surprised at how many people are on their jobs that have no clue of what the benefits are because they're not always publicized. Go and talk to your HR person and ask them or your benefits person and ask them what they have available, health insurance included. Okay. Because when you're exiting, you know that you still need your health insurance. But that is so important for you to be able to leverage your company and what they offer to help you as you're building your business.
Yeah, I love that. And I think too, as far as money goals, like those things that your company is covering that they will not be covering after you take that leap, that needs to be included in like, what does your business need to be supporting you with every month? Another thing that I did not do with my leap, but I think that's important to know.
Yeah, so we didn't do it. We learned a lot. So
Yeah.
this now we're telling you what you can do so that you can expedite the process and you can achieve success sooner, right, than we did. Okay. So just take what we're saying and take those notes and put these things into action. It's really going to be beneficial to you. Now I want to talk now about what I think is very important. I've just seen a lot of businesses really struggling through COVID, not being able to get access to a lot of the funding opportunities that are out here. And I mean, all types of funding opportunities, especially free money. So, Crystal, I want to just start with you discussing the importance of a business really being properly structured as a legal business entity to be able to leverage their money gain, because so many businesses miss out on this opportunity and don't really understand the importance.
Yeah, a lot of businesses missed out on the SBA PPP loan, PPPs and the EIDLs because they weren't ready. They didn't have their all their ducks in a row. So basically, they were doing business. They didn't have the businesses incorporated. They're not running funds through the bank account. For some reason, a lot of people don't like to use banks, but I encourage people to use banks. They're using like Cash App, PayPal, things like that to run their businesses. We just need to get things in order. And I understand that people are afraid to do that. But in order to get the real money, you need to have everything in, going through the bank, looking really good, having a financial statement. Especially, I went to Chase Bank the other day and I asked the loan officer why they do not loan to a lot of people. And they said, well, a lot of small businesses do not have their financial statements in order. They don't have proof of income. They're not running the money through the bank. Let's just get right so that we can have access to this, especially for my brown people, my brown and black folks. Money is coming out. It's raining money out here. They're giving so much money to us and we need to take advantage of it. The doors are open. And don't be scared to get it. I have a lot of people that are scared to take advantage of the EIDL because it's a loan. Well, it's a loan that's payable over 30 years at a 3.75% interest rate. Where are you going to ever get that?
Nowhere. And on top of that, you have a 2-year deferment period that you don't have to make any payments on that loan.
Exactly.
Right?
If you can't take that loan and triple it, I don't
quadruple that money.
Hey, something's wrong with you. You need to have a talk. So
exactly.
We have to take advantage of these things. So we have to get our bookkeeping in order. We have to look like a real business. And I know a lot of business owners want to take advantage of business credit. And it's fine to have those tier 1 accounts where you have Quill and you have Granger and you have all of that. But we want to get to where we can go to the bank and get $100,000 loan with just our EIN number. You're not going to be able to do that if you don't have your everything in order. They want to see bank statements. I went to a bank and they had me to pull up my bank statements. They wanted to see what was running through my account. And I had it. So I was able to get, whatever I applied for. So we just need to get it in order, you all.
Exactly. So as every type of opportunity, I've seen so many businesses lose out because they didn't have their EIN. Their business was not properly registered in the state that they operate in. They're not keeping track of their sales, or they're not reporting their sales.
Yes.
Or their sales are in their personal account and not in an established business account in your EIN number and your business name. So it's like you're trying to go after this money, and like she said, and I've said it many times, that it is literally raining money. Never in the history, not since I've been alive, have anybody ever been giving out so much free money to small businesses ever. So this is the opportunity, but you miss out on this opportunity if you do not have your business in order. So you could just start now. If you don't, we have tools available for you. We will all drop our resources and tools in here because there's no excuse not to up your money game at this point and go after all the money that is available to you to help you take your business to that next level.
Right. And a lot of people are afraid to get in order because they're like, well, it costs money to get it in order. Okay. So you're going to let, what, 500 to maybe $5,000 keep you from getting a $500,000 loan? No,
Right.
that's not me. That's not my ministry. I'll pay the
Yeah.
bill. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like hiring somebody and like having somebody help me with the numbers helps me get my head out of the numbers so I can think
Yes.
about like what is it that I actually want to do. Otherwise, I'm like in there like just looking at it, stressing out about it, like how much is this going to cost? How much is that going to make? And so I think sometimes it's like just take the plunge, just let somebody else help you so that you can do those other things.
And it's tax deductible, so it's tax deductible as well when you pay out that money. So, hello.
Yeah.
There's so much money that is available that business owners don't even know. I mean, there's so much to talk about. And you just talked about tax advantages. Do you know small business owners don't even know that, right? There are business owners that are not filing their taxes. And I mean, for several years behind in filing their taxes. And somebody told them that because they didn't make $20,000, they're not required to file business taxes. That is not true.
Right.
That I will let the tax expert here talk about the importance of filing your taxes and business tax advantages that you can get if you qualify for them, and you can prove, right, or document that you qualify for those benefits.
Yeah, there are over like 400 tax deductions out here that we can take advantage of. I just love being a business owner. I can, like a friend of mine said the other day, food. I like food, obviously, you could tell. But we're able to deduct 100% of our meals when we go out with clients and things like that. That is a game changer. And then also purchasing a car in the name of your business, being able to hire your children. Now, when we go to the hire the children thing, you all need to talk to someone because everybody thinks you cannot hire a 2-year-old. The child actually has to do some work. Okay. And you need to prove it. So with my uncle, he would have us fill out timesheets and things because he would hire us when we were younger. So we would have to actually fill out timesheets. And, so if he was audited, he could show exactly what we were doing. So he could take that deduction. There are just a lot of things that we can take advantage of. Retirement plans, we can put away $58,000 versus $19,500 that an employee can put away. And well, Amy can tell you about that. But different type of retirement vehicles, hiring people. It's just so many things we can do to bring down that tax liability. Because I know everybody wants it at zero. You're gonna pay some. You can probably pay zero if you plan it out right. But the thing with tax planning is we want to do it throughout the year. We don't want to wait till tax time to do tax planning. We want to keep up with these numbers throughout the year to see see where we're at, because we can make a lot of different moves. Because the thing is with us, we count our money first, and then we figure out what we're going to give Uncle Sam. Okay.
Exactly. Oh, I love it. Okay. And you made a great point. So many people wait till the tax time to talk to or to get advice from their financial experts, right? This is who you want to be connected to, an accountant. You want to make sure you're using proper accounting systems, right? That are out there and available. That is what helped me. That is what has helped them to be able to get access to the funding that's out there, to be able to get access to credit lines, to be able to get access to loans, and to be able to get access to a lot of other opportunities. So take the time. And see, a lot of times people, they get in business and they see a coach, and the coaches never mention any of this stuff, right? So for a lot of people, this is the first time that they're even hearing if any of these things that are really necessary, if you want to build well, if you want to build a sustainable, long-lasting, successful business that, by the way, you could possibly sell down the road, right? So that goes to having an exit plan, right? So a lot of people, they start businesses, build the business up, and sell them for millions or billions of dollars, okay?
That's true.
So if you want to talk about leveraging up your money game, build your business to the point where you can sell it, right?
That's true.
And make money that way, and then reinvest that money. So there's so many different things that you can do, but make sure you have you have to have a strong foundation. You don't want to build a business on sand. You have to use the go back to basics if you need to, right? And use those fundamentals to help build your business. Now,
And
Amy, is there anything you
oh,
wanted to chime
yeah,
in
I just
on?
want to interject because people may say, well, I'm a startup. I don't have money for these things, but there are free resources out here. Like you said, Shantae,
Mhm.
there are a lot. So I have a mentor from SCORE. Because everybody needs a mentor. I mentor people. I need a mentor as well because there's a certain level that I want to get to. And in order to get there, I need guidance from someone that has done it. Okay. So there are free resources out there. I mean, if you're on here, you know how to Google. So Google those free resources to figure out how to get your foundation in order. If you cannot afford an attorney or an accountant at this time, you can do some things on your own. You have to be proactive. You have to be serious and stop playing around.
That's it. I tell people that all the time. You can't be passive about
Right.
your business or about money. You have to be proactive, right? You have to be an action taker. Who's an action taker out there? Let us know if you are an action taker. If you are serious about your business and serious about money, let us know out there. Amy,
Yeah.
anything you want to chime in on?
Yeah, I love how much of it comes back to having a team and like having a support system. And like Crystal said, a mentor. Sometimes there's I can't think of the name of it right now, but there's different resources and organizations that help you for free too. If you're not at the stage where you can start having a team that you're paying, there's mentors. I know I have friends where their businesses, they have somebody helping them with marketing for free. Like there's all kinds of things out there that you can take advantage of. And I loved what you were both saying about it raining money right now, because I just gave a talk recently to female founders. And so this stat is like top of mind because it's actually pretty amazing. But for startups, venture capital has been raised in 2021 for the first 6 months of 2021 up to $150 billion. That is the amount for all of 2020 and all of 2019. So it's true that it really is an amazing time, and sometimes it comes back to that mindset and that sense of abundance where you think you have to get so much prepared and ready and in order. Yes, that's true. Have a team ready to do that, but make sure that you're not holding yourself back, that you're not, that your confidence isn't keeping you from going out and finding those resources for applying for a grant, for requesting funding, for whatever it is. Make sure that you're going out there with that sense of like, there's money out there. It's for me. Like my business deserves this. I have a valid mission. So I'm going to go out and ask for it. And I'm going to go out and make sure that I do have what I have in order, because there's a good chance that I can do this.
Absolutely. It starts with the mindset. And we can't talk about that enough. Mindset and confidence and yourself and what you have. I think that's one of the challenges that I had to help people, business owners, overcome during the pandemic to get
Yeah.
access to these opportunities, because their mindset was that they didn't qualify. So they wouldn't even get in the ring. If you don't get in the ring, you can't win, right? If you don't apply, it's a no, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and even like hiring somebody like Crystal to say, I need help with my business. I want to make sure I have everything in order. You're expanding. So then you're opening it up and like making connections. And Crystal she's thinking about your business when she goes to talk to somebody else who might become a client or who might have another resource.
Mm-hmm.
So the more that you do go through this place of possibilities, this place of expansion, you do actually just bring in more opportunities, and you do bring in more money, essentially.
absolutely. And as a business owner, there is no excuse, right? Because you can't say I don't have any money. We just told you there are tons of resources, and we share them all the time, and we'll share more after this live. But there are tons of resources, both paid and not paid, programs that are coming on board, accelerator, incubator programs that all of us have that are here today that can help support you in your business. So definitely don't let not having money or not enough be an excuse. And then when you get the money, again, you want to reinvest it. Have a plan for your money, right? Have a plan for your money and let your money work for you. So you
Exactly.
can't be afraid to invest in your business, right? I personally don't understand how you can be in business or be a business owner and you're not willing to invest in your business, because there's no way you can grow. Like when I started my business, I started for free. There's a lot of businesses you can start for free, but if you really want to scale that business, it's going to take money, right? It's going to take money to be able to scale your business, whether you're investing in tools, equipment, more education, more staff, right? Team members. It's going to take money to be able to accomplish your goals.
Yeah. And I think if you aren't somebody who's able to like do your own financial projections and like see like this is where I want my business to go, so this is what I need to do at every different stage, these are like the different scenarios. There's so many. You can hire somebody like on Upwork. Like I have a client where that's what she does, is she makes spreadsheets for business owners who can't, for small business owners who don't create their own financial projections or who aren't good at like coming up with that financial planning piece. So there's options there too to have a team for, not, it doesn't have to be that like you hired a CFO right away. It can just be that you hired somebody to build a spreadsheet, as simple as that.
That is awesome, and it's so true, right? So there's so many different things that you can do and to work up to where you need to be. So many apps and programs that are available too, like Live Plan is a good one for projections as well. So like she said, Upwork and Freelancer, a Fiverr, and some
Yeah.
other places that you
Yes.
can go to get that
Yeah.
help that you need as well. So I would encourage you
Virtual
all to.
assistants. Having like
Yes.
those virtual assistants, those, oh
Yes.
my God, those are
I use
godsend.
VAs all the time. I use them
Yeah.
all the time in my business, right? So vet them out, find what works for you and use them, right? You don't have to. I have a team of seven team members at this point, and they all are highly skilled all over the world, right? They from all over the world, and it's very manageable budget wise. And they're not all full time, but it equals out to like a full time team with all the people that I have. But I'm strategic about how I use these different team members in my business. So again, there are so many options out here for you to use, and VAs is an option that I highly recommend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's very
So,
good. One thing I wanted to say really quickly regarding just the taxes, really quickly, because this was a benefit that was under the radar. It's a COVID stimulus program that is the employee retention tax credit. And so for those that are watching out there, this is a tax credit with between 2020 and 2021. You can get up to $30,000 per employee. Now, a lot of businesses had no clue until I mentioned it that this was even available, that this was an option. But even with that, they don't know how to get it because they're not filing quarterly taxes, or somebody else is, and they don't have an accountant. So that's why we have an expert here that can help you with that. Again, but you must have your business in order. You must be filing your quarterly taxes, your payroll taxes, to be able to get that credit. But that's just one in the long list of different credits and tax advantages that you can get. And there's other stimulus tax advantages as well. But that, again, talk to your accountants and your tax professionals about that, so you make sure that you don't lose out on those opportunities.
yeah, let's get this money.
Let's get the money. Yes. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of things thus far. I think the most, again, setting the foundation. Because I think a lot of times we miss some steps. So that's important. But I want to talk about too is about making money in your business. Okay, so there are businesses that are struggling, or businesses that say that they're not making any money in their business. And one of the things that I heard on a consistent basis, like throughout the pandemic, that was another reason why people didn't qualify for the programs, is that they started a business, but they weren't working their business. Okay. And I don't mean they just started last month or a few months from here. I mean, they've been in business for 1, 2, 3 or more years, but never did anything with their business. So it's very important that you take steps, that you put a plan in place to work your business, that you're not just setting up your business, your legal entity, but that you actually have a purpose and a plan to sell. Now, Amy, I'm gonna start with you, because I know with women, I've seen them have this issue a lot, because we like to serve, but sometimes we get scared and asking for money.
Yeah.
Then we're not asking for money; we're doing everything for free, or we start to sell and we have our price. Then we're letting people negotiate our prices down to the point where they're zero. So now we can't even make money to sustain our business or sustain our livelihoods. And so, let's turn this around. How do we turn that around for businesses?
Yeah, the pricing conversation is one that I hear a lot because it can be hard. It can feel like we as women, we're told like don't take up space, don't do anything that might get in somebody else's way, or don't take too much, or don't be selfish. And so when it comes to pricing, all of these things are kind of, that's just how we're conditioned. It's in the back of our minds. And so there's two things that I always say with that. The first is to think about it not necessarily as exchanging money, but exchanging energy, and even more importantly, exchanging the results and the impact that you're having on the other person with the product or service that you're selling. So when you do that, it takes it away from thinking about like, okay, what is this costing hourly? What is it costing me to build this product? Then you can start thinking of instead, what is the impact that I'm having on this person's life with my product or service? So what is it really the value to them, and pricing it from that place? And I think what happens is that it takes it off of so much, like with the little nitty gritty things that we get caught up in when it comes to pricing. It also takes pressure off of us, like, because it's not necessarily your time. It's not necessarily what you invested in it. It's on the other person. Like, what are they getting out of it? Think of pricing from that standpoint. And so it kind of like takes it back, and thinking of it from that place can help you have the price that you know that you deserve, and also the price that's going to make your clients think like, oh yeah, this is a worthwhile product, right? Pricing too low can sometimes deter people from actually spending, because then they think, okay, that like, what is the value of this? Like if they don't even value it, and we see this with coaches who price their services too low, and then nobody wants to hire them because they're like, what am I really getting out of this if they don't even price themselves the right point? So the same can be said for products or services or anything. So I think when it comes to pricing, again, just think of it as you're not just exchanging money, you are exchanging energy, you are making an impact on that person. So what's the value of that to them? And it does kind of come back to that confidence and that self-worth, and being able to detach what you're putting into it from what they're getting out of it.
Yes, that's important. Impact and results, right?
Yeah.
You have to believe in what it is that you offer. That your product, your service is the solution to somebody's problem. Because it is. It has value. You have value. Your expertise is highly valuable. The work, the money you invested into learning what you have learned is valuable. When you're able to use your expertise to help someone achieve their goal in a month, where if they have done it on their own, it would have been 5 years for them to get there. That equals value. And I think it's so important too. This is one thing that I say, because if I had gotten this right when I first started, I would even be further ahead. But getting your target market right, understanding who your target market is, and I mean learning them inside and out. Who are they? Because a lot of times we're just throwing messages, and a lot of times it's the wrong message or the right message to the wrong person.
Yeah.
Right? We're targeting that wrong person that can't afford our products and our services, and then we're like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And then we're ready to give up on our business, and it's not that we don't have anything good, because we do, but we're targeting the wrong person, right? Targeting the wrong person. Get the messaging right to the right target customer or client, and you will be steps ahead of the game. You have to learn who your target market is, and then cater to them, because they will have no problem paying for your products and services. I've seen many times that I offer a product or a service. One person will say that's too expensive. Someone else will be like, this is just right. And I posted this the other day. And someone else would say, that's all you're charging?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, it's a difference, because I host classes online and I host classes in person. Now, the classes here that I host in person, they're like they're $1,000 for the 6-part series. They get a discount if they get it all together, right? And then the business owners that are coming in here like, oh my, this is a steal. Like, take my money. Right? Where someone else, literally, but someone else that is different, not necessarily my target audience, or maybe they're not in the place where they're ready, will say, oh, well, that's too expensive, or that's not in my budget, right? it goes back to the perspective and your mind and your mindset and understanding your customer, where your customer is, what they want, where they are, what their struggles are. That is so important. So don't be discouraged or stay stuck because the people that you keep trying to get to buy your stuff isn't buying your stuff. They're not the right people at that time for you at that time. So hopefully that is helpful to you all out there. Has anybody else experienced that?
Yeah, that was a game changer for me. Like, I think that it was a year in business before I started focusing on like client attraction and focusing on who's my target market and like what's their pain point, what do they actually want. Like, I know what I think they need, but like what do they actually need, what do they actually want, and like messaging to that instead. That's huge. And so what, like when you said earlier, for anybody watching who's not making money in their business, I think that might be one of the first places to start, is like market research. Like, you know, who am I actually serving, and am I hitting their pain points? Am I actually solving the problem that they would pay money to solve?
Yes. Market research is so important. And
Okay.
it's a step that many people miss. They jump over that step. That's very
Right.
important, is to do your
Yeah.
market research.
Yeah, because we get excited and we're like, oh, I know this is going to change the world. But like, but we need people to tell us that first.
Yes, yes. You're going to say something, Crystal?
Yeah. Because I discussed this with my business mentor. I mean, we as women, we're nurturers, so we want to take care of everyone. But he let me know, just like I said, I have to have that target. So I'm going through a weird transition now because I'm in the growing phase right now of my business. I'm in my fourth year, so I have a soft spot for startups, but a lot of startups, they don't have money to invest. They can't pay me. But what he said was, what we came to the conclusion was, I can maybe offer some free seminars for startups because they still need my help. I do want to be accessible in the community. So I can do maybe a free seminar every quarter for startup businesses to show them to how to create that foundation for their business and how to do their own bookkeeping and things like that. So that is something to think about if you have that big heart like me, and you still want to reach back and help people that don't have
Yeah.
it. Because
That's
eventually they will have it, because I always tell people, okay, you're here now because I've been there. But I mean, the sky's the limit. Well, but beyond the sky to the moon.
Yes, yes. I'm right there with you because that was my struggle like earlier on. I was trying to work with startups and I'm like, it's just not working. They don't have any money.
Yeah.
It's like I need to change my target audience, right? And and really target business owners and entrepreneurs that actually have reached the stage that they have the money to invest. But at the same time, like even during COVID, right? I learned that there's still startups that have a need, and so many experts and business owners were backing off of startups. It's okay, so if everybody back off of startups because they don't have the money, okay, then they're never going to get the help that they need. And
Right.
so what I learned and what I did is taking that approach, that you a similar approach, is that you can create multiple levels of products and services, right? And so you can have DIY. I do a lot of DIY. Like even this channel, this is an example. Like our YouTube channel has a lot of free content that people can take. I don't give fluff. They can take that and take what they learn and then DIY and then work with that and then work their way up to actually getting on a one-on-one with an expert or in a group coaching program, right? So there's different levels to this, different packages that you can create, like ebooks or like you said, a webinar video where they can watch that, take what they need to learn, implement, and then move up to the different levels, right? There's the membership programs and different things like that that can accommodate them as well. So I'm with you on that because even to this day, I think at least maybe 40 to 50% of the business owners that tune in and that contact me are those that are still in the startup phase, and that may not have a lot of money. But I don't want to to give the impression that all startups don't have money, because that is not the case.
You're right.
There are
Right.
startups right now that's been in business for 4 to 6, 7, 8 months, that are making six figures, that are making millions of dollars, but they still need help too. They still need help too. So they may not have all their business organized, and a lot of them don't, because that six figures that they're making is not in their business account, it's still going to their personal,
Mm-hmm.
right? They
Right.
have not
Right.
restructured their business, so now they come to a junction, right, where now they're stuck because they can't get a contract, because they missed that step. They're not legally structured. They don't have that bank account. So there are levels to this. So just know that. Just understand where you are, and just don't let it overwhelm you. Just take one step at a time towards your goals.
Right. And definitely like join organizations for it's a lot of women business owners organizations. I know I'm
Mhm.
going to a meeting tonight for one of mine. You just have to get out there because people will help you. So don't be scared. We just sometimes we have this fear. And it's like, oh, I'm out here by myself. You're not out here by yourself. It's like it's a lot of us. It's millions of women entrepreneurs. So just reach out. People will help. All they can do is say no.
Exactly.
Usually they'll
I'm
help.
part of many. I'm part of many organizations. I'm part of a women business center here. Amy and I think we're part of.
Mhm.
We're in some of the similar groups online on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're
Clubhouse.
yeah.
It's so many
Your
different
net
outlets.
Yeah.
all types of outlets. So I don't understand that either. When you say you can't find help anywhere, where are you looking? You're here.
Right.
We're here, right? To find those places to connect with other like-minded business owners and entrepreneurs, because no one else knows what we go through as entrepreneurs and business owners like we do, right? And so we need that support system. Your network is your network, is one of your greatest assets. So
Yeah.
since we're talking about that, can you just speak on how networking has really helped you in your money game, right, in your business?
Oh my God, it's it's the only thing that has really helped me. When people talk about you, that has so much weight than just seeing you online. So, and like I tell people, your reviews online are very important because the first thing on social media they're going to find is your reviews. But to actually talk to someone and say, "Oh yeah, she helped me with this and she helped me with that," I mean, it has grown my business. I mean, it's out of I can't even keep up. Let's just tell you, I'm gonna tell you that. But I'm a very good networker. At first I was an introvert, but now, closed mouths don't get fed and I like to eat. So so you got to get out there and you got to talk and let people know
Yeah.
what you need. And like I said, when you let people know what you need, if they can't do it, usually they will find a resource that can help you out. That's what I found, especially successful people, because what do they have to lose? What do we have to lose by helping you? If anything, we gain a successful client. Because you're
Yeah.
gonna get money. If you're around me, you're gonna get money.
Yeah. That's a powerful thing. I don't think people know how powerful it is to have a network that supports you, that will
Right.
speak your name to people that you've never seen before, speak your name in rooms, right? And
Yes.
that has happened to me. It happens to me all the time. Referrals that come out of from everywhere, from
Mm-hmm.
people that sometimes I've never met in person. We've connected somewhere, right? On the internet, online, in a group, we made that connection. So even if you're in a small town, you can't make connections there. I don't know anywhere that you can't make connections, but the online space just makes it limitless.
Right. Right.
Limitless opportunities to connect with people all over the world, in your local community, nationwide, internationally. So use that. Use the time, carve out time, because a lot of people don't carve out time for networking. You have to get yourself out there, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
spaces, you have to take center stage. You have to let people know who you are, what you do, what you're about, what your mission is. Let them know that as much as you want support, you're there to support them. You're there to support other business owners and entrepreneurs, right? And
Right.
your consumers. I think that is so important.
Yeah. It's like that social credit or something, because it's like everything. I can't believe when I started my business how much of it was just just talking to people and just networking and like going to events and being online and showing up on social media and all of that. But it really is, it's like one of your goals and your business needs to be every week. How am I going to show up this week? How am I going to make those connections? Because it is huge. It does make such a big difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and there's a lot.
Oh, go ahead. Contact. I was just saying, I get a lot of clients because I'm kind of silly on social media. But
yeah,
I get clients say, that you're really authentic. I can talk to you. You know what I'm saying? So just be you, be authentic, and just be real. So that helps me out a lot because I'm a fool.
It helps all of us. And I said you're funny. And I was like, don't take offense to that because I think you could be a stand-up comedian. Like,
well, sit down. I don't like to stand up.
But it's a breath.
Love that.
Yeah, but it's a breath of fresh air. And I was telling her like yesterday that we're so serious as business owners. We need to just lighten up, just have some fun sometimes, to connect with other business owners, just to have fun, just to get to learn about what they're doing, what great things, share ideas and things like that. We need to do more of that. That will get your juices flowing, right? That will bring more ideas to your mind and say, oh, I could do this, or I never thought about that. You get another perspective because I'm here alone. I don't know about you, but I'm here alone. I have a lot of great ideas, but I need to bounce these ideas off of somebody else, right? Yes. And I get a different perspective. And then I can switch it up. I get to learn what my consumer really wants. That is so helpful. So don't take your business so seriously that you're not connecting and enjoying the process, right? Let's have fun and enjoy the process, right? I'm sorry to cut you off again. I need to get this out there. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. You learn from your mistakes. Failure is good. So let's put it, because people are so scared to fail. I have failed so many times. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna go into it. I have failed so many times, but it's like, okay, cool, whatever. Dust yourself off.
What's the next thing?
Back up. That's a lesson learned. You won't do it again. So don't be afraid of failure. That's another tidbit.
Yeah, don't be afraid of failure, and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Yes.
Right. And if don't be afraid to do things outside of your comfort zone. I mean, there's so many tips we can give here, but that's another good one. I hear so many times people are just so afraid, right? Afraid to get on video. If you are a business owner, entrepreneur, you need to be on video, doing video at some point, right? Because if you are a marketer, you want to get your brand out there, your business out there, you need to be visible. There's nothing better or more effective than video. Next to that is images, right? When you're doing social media marketing, posting and things like that, video really is important, and it allows you to engage with your audience or your customers, to be able to they see if you're authentic or not, right? They can your authenticity comes across, your expertise comes across. It is so important. But I still have people that say, I won't get on video. So even grant applications now, they're asking you to do a 30-second video or 60-second video. Now, are you going to turn down doing a 30-second video to talk about you and your business for a chance to get $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 or more dollars? Are you going to turn that down? No. If you were going to turn it down, let's not turn those opportunities down again. Don't be afraid to get out your comfort zone. Do it scared, right? The more you put something to practice, the more easier, the more comfortable you would get. When I first started this show, I had nervousness, right? I still get nervous sometimes, but I'm still going to come on and talk. I'm still going to come on and share information because I'm passionate about this thing. Let your passion drive you. Let your passion drive you, and you'll see that you'll overcome that discomfort, and it will just become easier and easier and easier for you as you continue. Okay? All right. So we've all been here for an hour. We're going to have to do another money show because there's still things topics that I didn't talk about. So we're going to have to do a part 2 and a part 3 because we need to start talking about money, making money, protecting our money, growing our money, investing our money. So there's definitely more to talk about. I so appreciate having Amy and Crystal here on our show. You all have been so amazing, and you all dropped some amazing gems. So audience, I hope you took notes. I hope you enjoyed the show, and do share out this video and broadcast with other entrepreneurs and business owners. You know, tag them right now, right? What are you waiting for? Tag them, because guaranteed every business owner can benefit from what we talked about today. If there's some other thing that you would like to know about or learn about to help you leverage your money game to be a boss, right? Then definitely put that in the comments, and we will take that in consideration for our next broadcast that we host on this topic. So thank you all so much. Before we close, I'll just let Amy just remind us of where people can connect with you and what offers, if any, do you have for our audience?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. So we've just launched our rebrand. We are Bolder Money. We have a membership program for money coaching. So what that means is that you get your own personal money coach to guide you through building wealth, to guide you through taking the steps you need to start your own business or take your business full time. So what we're offering right now is 1 month free with a 3-month membership. So you can go to boldermoney.com and go there and enter your email address, and we will send you a link to get that coupon code. I'm also going to comment after this is done. I'll comment with the link and I'll put the code in there. You can follow me on Instagram. It's Amy Schults Money Coach. That's where I show up most of the time. Super awkward and weird because whatever, that's that's who I am. But that's where I'll be posting all of our updates and all of our offers as we have them. And I just want to say thank you for having me. This is always such great information. So it's amazing to be on the other side and to be able to help out.
Yes, awesome. Crystal, where can they find you?
Well, you all can find me on social media, Crystal L. Johnson, Law Office of Crystal L. Johnson. I'm on Instagram. I don't do much on Instagram. I'm an old person, so my website is www.cljlawoffice.com. My office address, phone number is 219-213-6774. That's my office number. I don't have any offers right now. I'm actually dealing with the late filing tax season. I'm here, but I'm not here. But I wanted to let everybody know, in addition to being a tax and business attorney, I'm also a real estate investor that primarily focuses on the Lake County, Indiana tax sales. So that's the property tax sales. I'm sure some of you all have heard about it before. So I do host in-person classes, and I'm also going to create a course, an online course. So if you're interested in learning about property tax liens, how to purchase property tax liens, so that's pretty much what we're doing, is purchasing liens on the properties for pennies on the dollar. Okay, so this is a way to leverage your money as well to create generational wealth. So just hit me up and we can talk.
Yes, that's amazing. I love it. So again, we will make sure all their information is in the comments. We will follow up and engage with you all after the show. If you would like to be a guest on our show, we welcome you to apply. We have so many opportunities to spotlight women in business. You can reach out to us anywhere on social media, and you can visit our website at www.shebosstalk.com. And before I close out, I want to let you all know, those of you that want to start a YouTube channel, you have one, you haven't been doing anything with it, and you want to build your tribe, you want to make multiple streams of income, I encourage you to show up for our class that we are hosting on October the 9th. Now, the seats are already filling up, so be sure to book your spot now before we close registration. So those details will also be put in the comments for you to be able to get access to as well. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And as always, continue to be the boss with amplified impact. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Shantae. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.